All right, hello everybody. Another edition of the Winner Circle podcast, and it's Sean Higgs again running the show. It's a Tuesday, so I got Jesse Schule with me today. But do me a favor, do us a favor before we jump into another free pick. 3-0 day yesterday, so hopefully Jesse doesn't jinx us, and I'm the lucky charm here with no Ross in the driver's seat. Hit the like button here on the Winner Circle podcast, powered, of course, by GamblersWorld.net. The free picks are daily here, 5 days a week, multiple picks a day. But we also have premium stuff with a leaderboard. We always tell you how we do. But again, hit the like button before anything. Doesn't cost you a thing, as Ross likes to say. So just do that. Go for it. And now, Jesse, here we go. Tuesday the 4th. Me and you today. It could get a little crazy. I saw you tweet out, who's here to rein me in? We were just talking some stats off air. Who knows? Are we going to get into flat earth? If Stop Geo was in the live chat today, we'd be talking about genetically modified food and how sugar is really healthy for you or something. I don't even know where we'd be. But how you been, Mr. Schule?
Oh, I've been good. I'm certainly looking forward to the NBA finals and the NHL finals. It's a little bit tough waking up in the morning and there's nothing to bet on except for baseball, especially like yesterday's card wasn't all that attractive to me. It didn't seem like a full card with a lot of great matchups. I put out one game. It was probably the squarest play on the board, the over at Coors Field. But a winner is a winner is a winner. I'm not looking to score points for looking sharp. I'm looking to score points for winning. And 13-3 got us there.
Yeah, what 6 games on a Monday? I mean, I get it. You have travel days and baseball, a huge schedule, so you have weird days like that. I I don't know. People complain there's no day action on a day like that. I could get away for no day action on a Monday random, but on a Friday perhaps. Can you give us a little Friday day game? Maybe I know this isn't the 50s anymore where people have regular jobs. So I mean, you should have more day games now because people do work from home more and do stuff. I'm a day. I used to love going to day games at Yankee Stadium. 1 o'clock game, 12:30 games. No day action during the week. I love that getaway day. The old businessman special, they used to call it. Listen, you mentioned, let's talk about that real fast. So we do have hockey and NBA finals. We do have a promo up. Here it is. As I mentioned it. Look at it. Seth on the ball. Total access package, $99 for the NBA finals at Gamblers World. Choose anybody. I'm not going to say I'm having a good basketball season just to hype myself up. A nice little 62, 63% run of late. But there's that if you want some NBA. And I don't know. I mean, we'll probably be doing a pick on this tomorrow. Me, you, and Ross will be talking about this game. So we'll save that. That'll be like a teaser what they do in, what was that? On the news, right? They give you a little cliffhanger. Like, oh, you got to come back after commercial. So there you go. Come back tomorrow for more NBA. But we got a little baseball today, and you're going to tell us some Twins and Yankees. Fill us in. Are the Yankees any good this year? I think they've totally not where I thought they'd be. But that's I'll get into that after you give us your pick. So let's get into it. Yankees.
Yeah, I mean, the Twins are actually playing well also, but I don't think I can step in front of the Yankees here, Sean. What have they won 5 straight? Pitching's been good. Bullpen's been good. The offense has been better than I expected it to be. They're at home. This kid, Louis Gill, a guy like him comes in. And he's been dominant so far, and you kind of expect maybe he's gonna, slow down at some point. But do you want to pick that spot? Do you want to say it's going to be today? At the end of the day, the Yankees have won 9 of 11 games that he's started, and he is 4-0 with a 1.27 ERA in 5 starts at Yankee Stadium. And the guy on the other side, Bailey Ober for the Twins, he is another guy that's a real split stat guy. You got to pay attention to his splits. He has some decent numbers at home, but on the road, 3-2 with a 5.52 ERA in 6 starts. Like I say, I can't step in front of the Yankees. The price is a little high for my liking, so I will look at the 3-way money line because I think the Yankees get this one done. They're not going to need extra innings with this favorable matchup, and it's priced at 158 for the Yankees on the 3-way money line. This probably wouldn't make my premium card because of the price, but if I'm picking a side, it's certainly going to be the Yankees.
Yeah, Yanks sitting at a 160. I see some 170s out there as well for the full game. Total 7.5. See, I would be this would be a run line for me here if I'm doing the Yanks, like probably 125 ish, just because Louis Gills pitched well, as you mentioned, hot, however you want to say it. Had some issues with some walks early, but he's really turned that around. The crazy thing with the Yanks is they didn't even bring this guy up last year, and 2 years ago when he came up, 2021, he had a 3.07 ERA in 6 starts. Like he wasn't bad, but the walks were a problem. He had 19 walks, 29 innings. So they probably thought, let's send him back to the minors, get rid of these walks. You saw that beginning of the season, man. Listen, as a Yankee fan, I got to be excited because he's a nice young guy, and they haven't had a good homegrown type pitcher in quite a while here. Who do we, Sevy was good, then he got hurt. I mean, where do you got to go back before that? I mean, all the way back to Pettit? Or do we? I mean, Phil Hughes? I don't know. You're excited for a Yankee fan, so you also have to do lead credence to how the Yanks just beat up on the Twins. Like I'm all for. I'm like you. I don't want to get in front of trains running nonstop and hot teams. But why not? The Yanks own. This isn't even a conspiracy theory. They just crushed the Twins. Let's just go back for 20 years. They're like 30-2 against the Twins. It's ridiculous how they own them.
Yeah, no, I think it's the only way you can play this. And I I'm a little bit skeptical of the Yankees' hot start, Sean. I'm kind of thinking to myself, I'm remembering 2 years ago when they had the best record in baseball at the All Star break, and they really petered out in the second half. But I'm skeptical of the Twins too. I think we could see some regression from Minnesota as well.
I got an under Yankee 93.5. I actually grabbed an over one when I thought they get Snell. I was like, wow, they had to get Snell. He's discounted. Why not him and Cole at the top of the order be pretty solid, worth a shot? And at that point they'd go for it. They didn't get him. I was like, I gotta come. Then Cole got hurt. I was like, I gotta come in with an under on these guys because I'm not sold on their pitching. But you saw Clark Schmidt get hurt. Gill's been fabulous. But we've seen this before with young pitchers or guys hitting innings limits and going further than they had been before. Is this going to come back and bite them in the butt? Judge was terrible for the first month. They rolled. He's hot. Now they're really rolling. Can the pitching hold up is always the question. And the Twins, we saw this last year with them, the pitching staff. Like Sonny Gray, although he's in St. Louis, so you see his hot start again. Lopez, Joe Ryan start out really good. Where are the bats for Minnesota? Like all teams, a bunch of strikeout guys now. Like, I can't buy the Twins. I mean, I got a Kansas City and Detroit futures over there in the Central. So the Twins were definitely not on my list of teams I want to be back in. But official for this show, Jesse with the three-way minus 158 New York Yankees. Now I got a little KC Royals, and boy, oh boy, who saw this team coming besides me? Because I got it over, I think, 75.5 with them. Seth Lugo and Tristan McKenzie for the Cleveland Guardians. Basically a pick 'em here. They're plus 100. I see minus 103s, whatever the case may be. Total of 8. And Seth Lugo, boy, oh boy, Met fans probably thinking, we had this guy. What happened? Padre fans are probably thinking with Darvish and Musgrove on the deal, what are we doing letting this guy go? What happened? Definitely found himself 9-1, Jess. Last 7 games, how about a .89 whip? We were whip guys. Me, you, Ross. We like the whip. ERAs are nice, but I see a low whip like that. 1 game over 3 runs allowed. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I'm. And again, this isn't. I can't knock Cleveland because this is a team you always kind of had solid pitching. There was really no offense. Now they got some bats. Jose Ramirez has always been great, but around him, where's the offense coming from? 39-20 for Cleveland on the year because they're getting some bats. Almost the best record in baseball last month. McKenzie, though, have some. I don't say he's Louis Gill-esque, but the walks were getting to him early. He's been pretty solid his last 8 starts. Again, 1 run allowed, only more than 3 runs allowed only once in those 8 starts after a kind of rough start. But I know the thought process is here is Cleveland's the better team, right? They're the name brand. KC's flash in the pan. They're hot. They'll come back to earth. They're 36-25 themselves. So when is a fast start turning into a good season? Now, I think that after like 2 months, you kind of see how players are. Couldn't there be regression in some guys? Yes. But on a team like the Royals, where you have young guys like Witt and Vinny, I call him Vinny P. I can't pronounce his last name. I'll butcher it for the crowd here. MJ Melendez, a lot of young guys, prospect guys, kind of playing up. Sal Perez, nice veteran, heat in the head in the ship there. I like Kansas City. I think they're a four-wheel squad. I like Brady Singer as a young pitcher. I like Cole Ragans. Lugo again. You got a veteran guy at the top. I'm taking Casey here as a pick 'em. Maybe it's a small minus one of whatever fave. I like Lugo and the Royals to get it done here against Cleveland.
It's tough to argue with that, Sean. I don't blame you for taking Kansas City, but I'm surprised you're not looking at the total. I mean, to me, I see that 8.5 sitting there, and I think it was last week on this show that I said I was talking about Tristan McKenzie, and I was saying, his numbers are pretty good. He's only allowing 2 runs here, 1 run
Yeah.
there. I said his whip was a little swollen. He's been putting too many guys on base, but that was heading into a start in Colorado, and I was projecting the over for that game, and I thought he could get roughed up a little at Colorado, but playing or starting at Cleveland at Progressive Field, according to Park Factors, apparently Cleveland ranks 27th in the majors as far as being favorable to hitters, which means there's only three more parks that are more favorable to pitchers than Progressive Field. And McKenzie's been dynamite at home in his career and decent this season, decent lately. Lugo's been lights out. I checked the weather. The weather is supposed to be a non-factor in this pitcher's park. A total of 8.5. It just seems like the number seems out of whack to me. Any thoughts on the number for the total?
I saw the 8.5 because now there are basically eights everywhere, which makes sense. And even that, if you want to jump on I'm not going to talk you off, and I'm an under guy, but I think for me, I saw like towards the end of May, first day of June there, I saw a lot more runs kind of being projected. And I was like, you know what? Maybe it's as much as I've had a nice run with unders and just totals in general. As the weather gets a little warmer, the guys start hitting instead of striking out. And again, I think we have a lot of pitchers overperforming. Even if they kind of regress a little, they'll still have good from going great to good. You're going to see some runs. I get it. I just 8.5 would have been better than the 8. I still lean that way because of the way both have pitched, especially the way Lugo's pitched. I just, I don't know. The June weather comes. I get a little hesitant taking under sometimes, especially with two guys, one guy in particular who has really exceeded his expectations this year. So I was like, I'd rather sit back and hope that the Royals come out. Bobby Witt shows he's a MVP kind of guy and just get some runs here. So I'm just cheering for his side and not worried about the runs. But how about that's I guess you could look at team totals there, but again, Cleveland has been hitting, which is why they have 39 wins. I mean, that's another
That's probably
discussion.
how it opens at 8.5, right?
Yeah,
The bookmakers are looking at it and saying Cleveland scores X amount of runs per game, Kansas City scores X amount of runs per game, and they come up with a formula, the opening line 8.5, and it makes sense that the public would hit it and bet it down to 8 with the pitching matchup. But you're absolutely right about the weather as well. That's exactly why I was on the square play of over at Coors yesterday, because it was all about the weather, nothing to do with the teams and the hitting or the pitchers, just strictly a weather plan.
and we saw early in Colorado. I mean, I think I talked about Gomber in one show at home. The guy's fabulous. Like these guys pitching at home. We had a bunch of unders in Colorado lately, like low scoring, like nobody, not even getting to double digits combined. But yet here we go. Here comes the altitude comes into play. It's 80 degrees with a little bit of humidity, and that ball starts sailing. Again, it's silly when you hear that when people say, "Well, here the weather's getting warm, and here come the bats." It's the truth. It has a lot to do with it. Whether it's a combination of the guys getting into the swing of things, pitchers not hitting a wall, but all right, they're getting into their midseason kind of grooves, and maybe a little velocity here and there comes off a pitch. I don't.
I bet you if
I
you
think
were
I
a
think the
local
over is
guy
more.
in Denver that goes to a lot of Rockies games, you could probably dial it in where you're making some pretty good money just betting totals in Rockies games because I find anytime the weather is favorable, you gotta love an over at Coors. But I've also found that day games at Coors don't seem to be as high scoring for some reason, and obviously cooler air. You still see the high totals. You still see totals of 10, 10 and a half in cold days, and you don't often see the runs.
And the good thing with the Colorado when you're going there, most of the time their pitchers not very good because it's Colorado, so and they're not getting many pitchers. Remember when what's his name, Mike Hampton signed there for the schools? Got to sign there, 165 million. The schools are great in Colorado. Oh my goodness, Mike Hampton.
I remember
Uh,
Daryl Kyle in
oh
Colorado
yeah, for the Braves, he
complaining
passed.
about it a lot.
He died in a car accident, didn't he, or something like that? Plane crash, Kyle?
I remember something about that.
I think he was a Brave. He was a big Brave pick for them. I think in the expansion draft or trade. Yeah, Daryl Kyle. Hey, you know, I was in an argument with a guy. He has a bunch of numbers in his name on Twitter. You probably know who he is. He was talking about Judge and Soto, the best combo ever, and I brought up Galarraga, Vinny Castillo, and Todd Hilton one year in Colorado. They all had over 40 homers and 130 RBIs. He's like, that doesn't count. It's Colorado. Go look at some of those 90s numbers between the Red Sox and the Rangers, the Orioles.
Larry Walker?
Larry Walker about a 366, I think, one year for them. Oh, it's ridiculous. Anyway, listen, that's another podcast we'll do. Me and Jesse talk about 90s inflated stats. Maybe it's steroids. Maybe the guys are just all awesome. Who knows? I don't know.
Just right whatever it is, bring it back.
Yes. Oh man. I mean, we get a. And the crazy thing with those home runs, nobody struck out. Guy had like 46 strikeouts and he hit as many strikeouts as homers. I don't know. We're going to go off the rails. We got to stop. Rein it back in. All right, listen. Again, Winner Circle Podcast powered by GamblersWorld.net. Do yourselves a favor. NBA Finals start Thursday. We got you covered. Me, Ross, and Jesse tomorrow we'll be talking about this game. But total access package is $99. Go get it. And listen, if you don't want to go get it, that's what am I going to say? You're going to do what you got to do. We give you free picks here all the time. But supporting the show, hitting the like button and notification bells are great. Digging in your pocket a little bit, it's not going to break you. We do win more than we lose, so there's that. And today's free picks, we're going to listen. If it loses, I'm blaming Jesse because I went 3-0 yesterday with the two other cats. So Jesse is enjoying the Yankees three-way minus 158. I'm
Jesse
on
loves a good three-way, Sean.
Is that legal here? Oh my goodness! Listen, I'm going Royals pick 'em. Jesse, explain the baseball three-way to the listeners one last time before we wrap this up and try to keep it clean, you sicko.
So no extra innings. The Yankees, they can win it in the bottom of the 9, but if it goes to extras, doesn't matter who wins, you're losing.
There you have it. Jesse laying a 158. I'm at even money. Royals, Yankee three-way. That is it for Tuesday. I appreciate everybody watching. Tomorrow, me, Ross, and Jesse, NBA Finals. Good luck, everybody.